Hey, what's going on, friends? This is your boy Alpha Size back with another episode of Robe Chronicles. Today we're talking about, is marriage sexy? I'll give you my thoughts on it right after this. All right, friends, so we're discussing this, man. Is marriage sexy or not? I posed this on my Facebook page and on Snapchat just to see what a few of my friends had to say about this topic, right? I had a lot of women saying that marriage is sexy due to the commitment and when it's done right, you know what I'm saying? That's just sexy. Something about a man choosing you out of all of the women in the world, and that thought alone is just a sexy thought, right? Some of the fellas hinted towards something like that. You know, I knew the guys was gonna give me something different. Some guys were like, no, it's not sexy. I mean, it's cool. Marriage is a good thing, but sexy isn't quite the thought that comes to mind. All right, so I said, hey man, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna talk about it, and here are my thoughts. Marriage should be sexy. In fact, I feel that marriage doesn't get enough rep, man. It just doesn't get that sex appeal rep that it deserves because, in all actuality, if you are someone of the Christian faith, sex is supposed to be reserved for marriage. So technically, marriage is supposed to be the sexiest thing of all. But of course, in today's society, with all the, the casual sex, or people not waiting to marriage, or people don't even really want to be married due to infidelities, and people just afraid of all of that. So sex doesn't get the respect that it deserves on a marriage tip, so it becomes something that's normal. It doesn't have that same feel. All the sexiness comes before you get married, right? That's why people try to go out and do whatever they can before they get married, because they believe that once they get married, the sex ain't gonna really be all that, okay? That's how it's portrayed on TV. That's how it's portrayed in the media, just everything. Sex in marriage doesn't seem to be really as good as sex, before you're married, okay? Think about it. You may have seen a show or two where the guy's married and he has to pretty much beg his wife for sex, or he tap on the shoulder. She say, not tonight, I got a headache. That's the marriage joke, okay? But we know deep down that clearly married people are getting it in because there are little people who come about from sex, right? People have families, right? So people must be having sex. And married people are in that as well. I think people don't put a lot of stigma on that, especially in the church, because it's like sex is such a thing that people don't want to touch that topic, okay? And they should touch that topic. You know what I'm saying? If you want people to wait to have sex to get married, make marriage sex something that people should want to do. You know what I'm saying? I feel like more married people should embrace their sexuality and talk about it more, make it seem worthwhile or worth waiting for, versus, not talking about it at all and making it seem like babies just magically appear. You know what I'm saying? We should stop that. We should cut that. Basically, guys, sex and marriage go hand in hand, okay? It should go hand in hand, and it's definitely something that should be thought of as sexy, all right? Just the thought of just being with one person for the rest of your life, I can see how that can be like, oh man, that's not sexy. But if you think about it and you flip it, man, that means you with this one person, you can do pretty much whatever you want to with this one person forever. So it should be something that is considered sexy, all right? We know that people are kind of, reserved sometimes when it comes to sex. And, I wish we could just change that way that the sex is viewed, So I think it has a bad rep. It's always something that's, we whisper about or something like that, and it should just be out in the open. It really should be. And maybe people will be more mindful of what they're doing, because people like to do things they're not supposed to do. It gets a rush, okay? And so if we made sex and marriage something that goes hand in hand, and we made it something that's desirable, something that, hey man, we have more people talking like, hey, I can't wait to get home to see my wife, you know what I'm saying? Or I can't wait to get home to see my husband, it's gonna be on and popping. Whatever the case may be, if people talked about it more in a positive light, out there in the open, then I think it would be more accepted, and it would be something that's worth actually waiting for. It's not worth waiting for if it's just out there everywhere you look, and it's like, oh man, if I get married, I'm gonna have to give up something. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be about giving up something. It should be about gaining everything, okay? So just think about that. Again, know that you are blessed, know that you are loved. Subscribe. Alpha Sized out.